One. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quarantine Diaries, episode 29. Back to a three-man show. I think this is where we thrive. I love the intimate three-man shows.
A
Yes.
tripod, if you will.
Sure.
I'm joined always by my co-host, Connor Hazelton. Connor, how's it going?
Little drunk, but that's how I am for most shows. But I'm feeling good, feeling ready to rock.
Great. And also in studio, our partner for probably our most creative shows. We're always brainstorming and do a lot of homework when this guy comes on. John Arcangelo. John, great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me back. Really excited.
Absolutely. Connor, do you have any opening segments to lead us off with? I think I got one, actually.
I do. We haven't done pro or cons in a while, and I want to add to the pros list. We're pro Bad Boy Pistons. They were fucking badass motherfuckers. I love them, dude. And I love how they didn't shake hands with the Bulls after they swept them out of the building. Like, guess what? They were the villains. Everyone, they embraced that shit. Like, I'm not going to fucking shake hands when you beat my ass. And anyone that bitches about it, with the exception of that Bulls team, fuck yourself.
Darth Vader never shook Luke Skywalker's hand after any of their confrontations.
And I can't stand Isaiah Thomas's voice. So he's almost like he's whispering everything, and it drives me nuts. So that's all I've got.
John, you strike me as a Rodman guy.
I like his hair. He's just being himself. Great guy.
Career questions now. I'll save the better one for a second, but this is John. You won't answer this because you're not very sports savvy, but Kyle is. Who will have the better career? Replacement edition. Tom Brady's replacement, Jarrett Stidham. Aaron Rodgers' replacement, Jordan Love.
Oh, that's easy, Jordan Love. I mean, the bar has been set so low in Green Bay. I know you're a Stidham guy.
I think more set low for Stidham. Like, people just think he rolls out of bed and can't even function.
They're still gonna sign somebody though. I don't think he's gonna be the starter this year. Do you honestly think that?
I do. I absolutely do. You need to look at pictures of him
fun.
now. His wife is too hot for him to not be good.
I'm a big believer in that. It's like that scene in Moneyball where they completely drop a prospect off their board in the war room because he's an ugly girlfriend. He's like, no confidence. Guy can play baseball.
Showed up to his birthday party.
Yeah. Now, Stidham's always actually wildly attractive. Anyway, here's the big boy question. I had a different one, but I switched it because our friend John is on, and he would like this one better, and you'll like this one better, and I like this one better. So last night was the Jordan doc. Our girl Carmen Electra made an appearance. Still got it.
100%. Come on.
Better career, her, Pam Anderson.
Well, I haven't seen Pam Anderson in a while, so I'd be curious to see what she looks like
now.
If I had to guess, I'd say Carmen Electra looks way better now, not knowing what Pam Anderson looks like today.
In her heyday, though, Pam Anderson, my all-time number one. Dude,
I'd say Carmen's longevity is there. Pam hit harder back in her day, though.
So do not look up Pam Anderson now. So don't do it. Just remember both those immortal women in their primes forever.
I mean, think about this. You were in sixth grade. When you were in sixth grade, how many times did you Google Pam Anderson boobs? Like
hundreds.
Infinity. I'm still doing.
Unbelievably amount of times.
I'm pretty sure that was so. I think the debate was Brian Brown and Shane Wagner in fourth grade kind of sexualized me to these type of women for the first time because Brian was toting around pictures of Carmen Electra, Pam Anderson, and Tyra Banks and asking everybody in the class who was the hottest one. And I went with Carmen Electra back then, going with Carmen Electra right now.
So in 2018, this is her Wikipedia picture. Pam Anderson, definitely past her prime, but has that that milfy vibe going for her. I don't know, man. I was a big Pam guy. Don't get me wrong, I love Carmen Electra, and yesterday kind of took my breath away with how good she looks.
Yeah, I think Pam like had a night. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh no, that's
Nothing,
real bad.
nothing. Some Botox can't fix.
Dude, she's already Botoxed way too much.
Yeah, that's part of the
Carmen
problem.
Electra all day long. It's a no-brainer.
Still throwing her
I don't think you
fastball.
guys remember how hot Pam Anderson was. Like,
Dude,
I can't
was
look at
rocket.
that picture and just like not consider that.
But look at this.
I know, man. I
Connor,
know.
Connor, one of the hottest. I always try to think of just like early formative childhood boners like in movies just from seeing. So I always reference the Lot of Vagina one and Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Another great one though is I think The Ring 2, not The Ring, Scary Movie 2. The very beginning scene with Pam Anderson whenever she like
to the yard.
takes her shirt off and throws it over the bird. Just so unnecessary, but so funny. That was an early one.
That was good.
Yeah, those are my questions. I don't know. I thought that one would have more discussion. I think that's a lot of recency bias with you guys. A lot of recency.
I've been like Carmen Electra's like probably my number one ever. Her and like
Electra also like you Googled Carmen Electra boobs. Like you Googled that. So it's up there.
Everybody's boobs. Like that's a bad example.
Yeah.
You at the time you were just like these are the boobs everybody's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's
right.
That makes that's what it is.
Yep. Connor, I have a would you rather question. I might
love a good would you rather.
But we haven't had a would you rather in a while. So would you rather go to war for 5 years?
Nope.
Or prison for 10? Max security, of course.
Oh no, war. Send me to war. So I've been in jail for a night, and it was the worst night of my entire life.
Let's knock this down. So 1 year in prison, 5 years in war.
War.
It's more like also like going to war is like honorable. Going to prison, you're a scumbag. So like you go for 10 years in the worst place ever. At least going to war is probably brutal, but like coming home, people are applauding.
And look, if I die, I die. Just put me out of my misery. I've lived enough life anyways.
See, I think the war matters. Like World War II, sign me up. Vietnam War, I'm not really sure if that's better than prison.
Political.
But
Kyle is anti-Vietnam.
I just think it sucked to be there.
Support the Vietnam War.
He was one of the people that spit on the vets when they came back from Vietnam.
Hippie-loving war hater.
I've always thought of this question though. It's like there's a chance I could survive a war. There's 100% certainty I'm getting raped in prison. Sucks.
I mean, I'm dying in both, so I'd rather die honorable than with a dick up my ass.
No doubt. No
Here.
doubt.
All right.
We're all in agreement on that one.
Good.
Right. Now,
take us away.
So the first time we had our friend John on, we assembled a zoo, and it was great. It's the best zoo in the world. Still waiting for investors to get back to us. The second time he was on, we assembled how we would pull off a heist. Best heist ever.
Yep.
Sticking with assembling shit, we are putting together a museum. And look, museums are fun. They're okay. They have history to them, obviously. We're making this a fun museum, you could say, or one where people are like, damn, take all my money. Like, this is the museum I'm going to. So we each came up with like different exhibits. And this isn't so much an exhibit, but just my first thing. Touching of the dinosaur bones is allowed at art.
Of course. That is top of my list. You have to be able to touch the exhibits.
Yeah, touch
Let
it.
me
like
touch that.
Yeah.
I just feel stronger about that.
I had to get that out of the way. But John, since you are the guest, I would like for you to go first with your first exhibit.
All right. So it's 2020, right? I'm sick of just walking around looking at the same old shit every single time I go to a museum. So I need some virtual reality now. I need to be like
out of that on mine.
Do you? Yep. So I need to be like an ant that's like going through an anthill, or like I'm a dinosaur and I'm walking through like seeing other dinosaurs. Or like, you've got like you could walk through the streets of like the Great Depression and see how like ugly and terrible it was, and like see all of it, right? It's all virtual reality, so you're there and it's like happening. So definitely more of an interactive experience at the museum for everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. I'll say this, I do have several virtual reality.
I was gonna say that's the majority of my list.
Yeah, and that's fine. We're big interactive guys. Interactive guys. All right, that's what I'll start with that one. So, Kyle.
All right, I'm kind of stealing from the Carnegie Science Center here, but they do one thing right, and that's like the little sports zone that they have. We need to just blow that the fuck out and get some new exhibits in there. So they already do have like the basketball robot there. We can put it anywhere, blah, 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 make a shot. They have the robot that can beat literally anybody in air hockey. P.S. Beat that robot first try. It was great.
Wow. So it can't beat everybody.
Suck one, robot, nerd.
You get like a baseball pitching thing. You can like see like all the actual stats. Basically just like put all the stuff that pros use and allow citizens to put their hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
But so the big ones that I have here are I kind of want to do basically the ESPN Sports Science show, but just as an exhibit. So like you run through, you like tackle a dummy, and then you can just like they'll put in there like what's the biggest object that you can take down tackling. So like this guy can move a fucking truck whenever he like hits something. Just like put all the measurements and metrics in there. Let us get our hands on it and have at it.
See what the average human can do.
Yep.
Kyle, this was one of mine, but I'm going to add it to yours. It's a sports-related one, a simulator one, where you can go back and like revisit any famous sports moment and try to like recapture that, where you're like the Jordan shot against the Jazz, see if you can make it, or like
that's so cool.
The Flutie Hail Mary against Miami. Like just see if you can recapture that magic, or if you're just a schluck.
Or go back and like put yourself in a 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s basketball game or a football game and just be like, all right, this is the decade where I would have been the best athlete in the world just because of evolution.
Man, I have a lot of good ones. You know what? Because I said the dinosaur thing first, I'm going to go with this one first. Again, it's a simulator, but it's a dinosaur exhibit with like a Jurassic Park simulator. However, you can't leave until you survive, like until you get through all of like Jurassic Park, or else you're just in it. You'll be there for days if you have to.
It's almost like we're describing Westworld.
Yes.
You
know? I like the element of real danger.
Yeah, like look, you're not like your real body's not gonna get hurt, but like and like the simulator, you'll feel a couple nicks and bruises. And look, for Raptor Ichi, guess what? You got to start back over again until you hit like a checkpoint. So it's basically a Jurassic Park video game, but real life.
Connor, I had something similar. So the simulation is basically you're placed in the exact moment when the asteroids are falling and the world's ending. Can you make it to safety during that time at any point?
Wow.
So that would
spoiler alert, no, I can't.
No.
Right. And then one more simulation one while we have dinosaurs. So it's basically the same thing. You can touch whatever. Love all that shit. I have a lot of specifics about dinosaurs, but I won't get into that. But this is the one I like where you can simulate any two dinosaurs fighting. So that's off the chain. Just kind of want to see how that works.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Got this from the Idea Godzilla movie. So use Google Earth to like map a whole city, and then you simulate putting a dinosaur in that city and see what kind of destruction.
Oh wow! That's
extremely creative.
That's good.
Extremely creative.
Is there any more dinosaur things that we need to get off? John, do you have any?
No, I don't.
All right, that's fine.
I wanted giant squids to be included, though, because I think they're fucking awesome. They're like 90 feet long.
Sure.
Those dinosaurs.
Throw a blue whale in there, too.
Sure. All right, we're going to switch the order around now because I got it, then it went back to Kyle. Now it's going to John, then it'll go back to me. So, John, you're up.
All right.
It's just great ball movement right there.
So,
just gotta fucking move the ball around.
Here's an exhibit that I would love to see. Forget the virtual reality. We hit that. Here's like an actual exhibit I would like to see. And it's like an exhibit of fast food. So like all the different chains that have been out
fucking
history.
howdy.
All the different chains, and then every chain you have the list of every single menu item they've ever come out with, and just like all the history behind every fast food, and you can like see how long they've been around, get all the history and in-depth stuff of it. Like that's something that I would love to see an exhibit on.
I'd like to add a caveat to that. Same. I think with like a Big Mac or something, or any of like the big like fast food items from each of those restaurants, you should be able to try how they've changed over time, from like Big Mac when it was first made, then from like the 70s, 80s, 90s.
I think that would be tough. Like I'm saying, like a realistic one, but yes, I agree. If you could taste.
Well, I mean, granted, this isn't a realistic museum, so it's possible in this museum.
You're right. That was dumb of me to even say that.
I kind of wanted to take it a step further. I'm always thinking about the money aspect of things. We could totally partner with McDonald's and be like, all right, specifics. Give me a 1980s Big Mac. Let me see how that tastes.
You fuckheads.
Rapping. Actually do it with somebody. They'd be 100%. All.
But yeah, no, I think that would be a very interesting thing. Who's done the most? Who's lasted the longest? Who's actually the king?
Sheetz has been around like a low-key long time, by the way.
I mean, does Sheetz even hold a flame to like McDonald's though?
No. Sheetz is like surprisingly like 1970 they started serving food.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What's everyone's top fast food right now?
Item or restaurant?
Restaurant. I think I'm Chick-fil-A. I don't know, man. They just do it for me. They do it for me.
Gun to my head. What's my favorite fast food?
Gun to your head.
Fuck. Whataburger, man.
Is that fast food, though, or is that a little too fancy?
It's fast food. They got to drive through. It's fast food.
Okay.
I mean,
you can get it at a gas station, dude. Yeah, it's fast food.
Fast food, the drive-through is the key for the line. So Five Guys, no fast food. Whataburger, fast food.
And like I said, you can get Whataburger at a gas station, so that makes it extreme.
I've never had it.
And that's the thing. Like I see it sound like I'm kind of reaching for it, like more globally known. Like I would say Wendy's is definitely.
I love Wendy's.
Like everyone knows Wendy's. Not everyone has had Whataburger, so like it's not really the same. So maybe like a two-part answer: Wendy's. Definitely for like the more global one, but like specifically, I'd say Whataburger.
I am Chick-fil-A, but if I have Dairy Queen, that's all I can talk about the whole week.
Oh wait, speaking of fast food, just quick tangent. Is Long John Silver still a thing?
I hope not.
All right, just
no, it definitely is, but. I don't understand who goes there.
It's a good fast food discussion we had. That's a key exhibit. That's where we get people.
See? People love to talk about fast food.
All right.
Connor, it's your turn, right?
It is my turn, yeah. This isn't one of my better ones, but I'm just gonna say it now. Again, we're sticking with the simulations because it's 2020. People love simulators. Where you can go and like you're basically playing Call of Duty. However, you can go in any war and fight for whatever side you want to.
I had that.
I had something like that.
Yeah, I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
There's the one episode of The Office. It's the garden party. It's season 8 where they're all doing toasts, and Ryan's like, "To the troops." Yeah, to the troops. Both sides. Yeah, fight for any side. That doesn't matter to me.
Both sides. How ridiculous is that?
All right, Kyle, you are up now.
Connor, yours is basically one of my serious ones. It was just the Conquerors exhibit. You go through like Genghis Khan and all that and simulations to see if you can take over the world too. So I will go to one that actually is probably near and dear to this group's heart.
Oh.
It's the bank robbery exhibit. I don't know that there isn't a museum exhibit on this already. You do all the fucking biggest ones, like, of all time. We went over several on a previous episode, but there's enough information there to do a totally fleshed out museum exhibit.
Yep.
But so we'll have safe cracking for the kids. See if they can figure that.
For the
The simulator for this one, though, is you can take data from any bank robbery, plug in a crew, method, weapons, bank, and see if you could complete that heist. He's super fun.
That's interaction right there.
It is.
That gets people to the museum.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Us three at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just say this right now. I'm so in on this museum already. Like, if we just ended right now with the exhibits we've listed, I'll pay whatever money you need.
I haven't even done my two favorites.
So here's one. It's not even really something to
just came up with it. You just came up with it.
Like, expand on, but like, it's 2020. I need Harry Potter paintings, for God's sakes. I need art like coming in and out. I need it to be real. Like,
I like that.
Like, come on, let's go.
Right,
you think Harry Potter fan?
Great night as a GIF on the wall.
Right?
Yes.
Like, come on. It's about time that is actual art. Harry Potter was onto something, but
were you a big Harry Potter fan, John? Did you read the books?
No. I got to like the 5th, and I think I like quit halfway through, and then I just watched the movies.
I think every kid above the age of 20 in America under 30 has read the first Harry Potter book.
No, false. I haven't.
Come on.
There's no way. Did you learn how to read late?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that it? It was 3rd grade for me.
No, man. I looked at it. I'm like, as like a young lad, I was like, that looks like a dictionary. I'm never reading that. I just didn't. I read Holes, Kyle. We talked about Holes.
Holes, every single person might have.
My favorite book in the world. All right, so now I am trying to see what one. You know what? This was my example that I said to you guys, and because I've shared this one with you guys. It's not as special to me as my big special one, but it still is super special. So I'll say it for all the world to hear, or all 20 of our listeners. It's bars from any different, like an exhibit with bars from any different time period. But it's like actual bars where you can like go and drink. So you could, if you want, you can drink in like 1950s New York or ancient China, like just any type of bar you want to drink in, you can get drunk in.
1915 Prohibition. Just danger all around me at all times. That's the bar I want to be in.
I was gonna say, now what era would you pick and where?
I would want to pick like old Western times, like cowboys.
Yeah, I think that would be sick.
Where like these two like cowboys walking, like, this town ain't big enough for two of us. Like, we're out.
I'm not either. So don't take it as an insult, but you don't really strike me as a bar fight kind of guy. And I think bar fight breaks out every hour in the Old West.
Bar fight watcher? Is that what you said?
I am not a fighter, but I will like gladly hide behind like a table or something, like watching the fight go on. Like maybe I'll throw a bottle, then duck and like hide. No, I won't get in any fights. No, I'm a huge pussy.
I would just be worried about the Old West and being involved in a bar brawl, because you're getting taken outside and shot in the street over that.
But at the same time, like, I don't know if like I'll scrap if I need to, and by scrap, like I'll like punch someone in the back of their head when they aren't looking and run out.
Right. No, they're all pussies back then too. Watch, you go back and they're all like 5'4".
But yeah, I mean, look, is that the ideal time? No, it's just the one I first came up with.
I like it.
I think drinking with Frank Sinatra would be fun.
An 80s disco would be wild.
Yeah, because it's probably like too.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be something else to think on another time.
80s is just like the height of the cocaine pandemic, so I mean, you just get wild people.
I'm just getting into this one exhibit I have real quick. 1980s Miami cocaine exhibit.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah. Just maybe like a little history on it, maybe a couple samples here and there if you want to try.
Listen,
Like,
you just want to see how it smells. You're not doing it.
Yeah.
You're just
For the
smelling it.
viewers at home, on par with the Jordan documentary, which is already one of the best documentaries of all time. 1980s Miami Cocaine Cowboys on Netflix. One of the best documentaries you could ever watch.
take a gander.
Cocaine Cowboys.
Worthwhile.
But yeah, just had to get that. It's just a quick one. 1980 Miami's cocaine exhibit. Kyle, you are up.
Okay, I am going. I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna do the fuck up exhibit. So we're just going through history and finding all of the biggest fuck ups.
That was my last one.
Oh man, I have
shit.
another one.
Let's get into it. You guys go back and forth now.
I think this is a brilliant idea. Like, why do we only celebrate the good in history? Like,
Yes.
we back and point and make fun of everybody else.
Yes.
Do you have a whole bunch of just fuck ups?
Yeah, well, I've got like ideas for fuck ups.
Okay, so like I have one where South Africa, 1850s, a woman prophesied her tribe would receive divine powers if they sacrificed all their cattle and crops. All 78,000 of her tribe starved to death.
Here's one I just thought.
Fuck up.
Here's a fuck up I just thought of. The fucking asshole that ate the bat that caused the whole coronavirus.
There you
That
go.
fucking
That is
dickhead.
fuck up.
Yep.
I said the Russian scientists that were in charge of Chernobyl dig up their bodies, put them on display.
Yep.
Wherever the hell they are, they're on display. That was a fuck up.
Did you watch Chernobyl, John?
Yeah, did I watch Chernobyl?
Did you like it?
Loved it.
Didn't watch it.
Of course you did. And here's one I did have on the list. Like, worst haircut ever.
I like
You
that
just
one.
look at that thing and you're just like, what the hell were they thinking? Worst haircut ever needs to be in there.
Big fan of that. Big fucking fan of that.
Okay, so we took this in like two different directions. So I like that we have our originality because I went like just events throughout history. So
Yes.
That's good. I like that one.
California wildfires in 2003.
Wait, what was this?
California wildfires. Like this
Okay.
is like kind of the one that like started them all since.
Okay.
So 2003, some guy went out in the woods, was lost for 2 days, shot off a flare gun, and created the largest fire in U.S. history.
Yeah, I actually heard that. Ooh, here's another one. I have one.
Sir.
Biggest fuck ups in history: the Chicago Bears not drafting Patrick Mahomes for Mitch Trubisky.
I had that in Sam Buckley.
Yeah. Sorry, that was mean. And we like Mitch. We're a pro Mitch podcast. You're just not Pat Mahomes, Mitch.
Blockbuster declined to buy out Netflix for $5 million.
What morons! They are so
funny. Holy cow.
We got this video thing figured out, guys.
Oh,
Are you
man.
kidding me? Dinosaurs have a better chance of coming back than fucking Blockbuster.
Hindsight
Wow.
20, man.
You know, good. I'm glad Blockbuster's dead. I never knew that, Kyle, and you know what? Good. Fuck them.
Yep, they deserve
I
it.
hate now anyone that says like, "Oh, I miss Blockbuster going in," like getting the like.
No, you don't.
Like no, you don't. One, no, you don't, and two, like they deserve to be dead after that dumbass decision.
Now you have to get your lazy ass up off the couch to go rent a video. You're telling me you want to go do that? No, you don't. It's
No.
snowing outside at 8 o'clock on a Thursday. You aren't running to the video store. You're looking on your TV and getting it that way. Like, you don't want to get Blockbuster back. What a terrible idea.
Speaking of Blockbuster, is Redbox still a thing?
Yeah, it's outside grocery stores still. Don't understand it.
Yeah, like, come on,
No,
Redbox. All right, carry on, Kyle.
I'll do one more, then I'll kick it back to John. So do you guys ever get the Sunday scaries where you just get blackout drunk and you're just like, oh, I regret doing that. I'm so embarrassing. I was super talkative. That sucked. Blah blah blah.
Sure.
So this guy named Stephen Perkins got blackout drunk at noon on a Monday, just at lunch. Came back to work, just worked all night. 1 a.m, still blackout drunk. He traded 70% of the world's total oil. So he worked at J.P. Morgan and Chase and lost his company $500 million. The price of oil spiked $1 a gallon worldwide. So yeah, Stephen Perkins.
That's a real thing?
Yep, 2009.
I'd kill myself.
How did I not know about that? Is that
How
had to be huge news?
Right, that should have been huge news. No idea, just found it searching for stuff on this exhibit. But
Holy cow.
I'd come out of my blackout and immediately put a gun in my mouth.
Seriously, man. You don't know.
He got sick the next day. You fucking think?
No shit. I would have too.
I would have like thrown myself like off a building or something. Like holy shit! I like have the scaries now too, and I'm
a lawyer. That's what you do. Those are the scaries,
they
man.
didn't fire him though. They just banned him from trading stocks. Seems reasonable.
Who was his dad?
Do you know who my dad is?
Yeah, dude. He's definitely got a dad or somebody.
All right, John.
What else you got for fuck ups?
So one I've always thought about is like, and it's probably not the biggest fuck up, but like people who try to send like rocket ships up in the air, like whether it's NASA or like the Chinese government, whoever it is, like, and they just explode like on the tarmac, like don't even get off the ground. Like, how do you? I'm sure there's a lot to it, but how do you not even get it off the ground, man? Like for it to just explode on the ground is just embarrassing. You never had a shot.
There's a whole field of study called rocket science. This is literally all you guys are doing. There's
all you do all day, and you're telling me you can't get it off the ground? Like, come on. But that's one I had. That's really the list.
That would be great. Just go through all the space shuttle fuck ups, and then at the end, just have
exactly
Challenger montage.
Oh, R.I.P.
Oh no, you're still going because I just thought of an exhibit like on the fly that I feel really good about.
All right, let's hear it because that's all I've got.
Might be my masterpiece, actually. No, it might be. So just like an exhibit of the world's funniest videos.
Yeah, that would be great.
And it can be like sectioned off into like, John, I know this is a favorite of yours, like people getting hit by cars.
Yeah.
People getting hit by nuts, like sports bloopers, like movie bloopers.
Getting hit by cars.
Yeah, like just shit like that. I think that would be. I'd pay $1,000 just to go to that part alone, and I can watch that all on YouTube.
Why don't we make it $10 million and just do the history of the internet? You do all the popular memes that have come across. Just basically do.
Well, that should be its own exhibit then.
Basically do. Oh, and so just a Hall of Fame for memes. Like they get retired, like the Jordan crying meme in there.
Well, dude, he's got the one now from the doc where he's looking at the thing. Dude, that's a good one too. Jordan's king of memes.
He's just in Hall of Fame of everything. That guy.
Yeah.
Okay. This exhibit, I just wrote it down, but it needs work. And you are two guys, John specifically, that this is an exhibit right up your alley. It's just an exhibit on all like the top conspiracy theories in the world and whether you can prove they're true or not. Like that's all I have. I don't know how we go further with that, but just like a conspiracy theories exhibit.
Time out before we get started. Name all the conspiracies and everything that you want. 2 weeks ago, one of my top 10s was top 10 conspiracy theories, so I'm going to find that.
What's that? What's my best conspiracy theory?
Oh,
it's true too, but I have a top 10 conspiracy theories list from a previous pod.
Let's hear them. Let's hear them real quick because this is important.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say you guys should go through and name yours first, but let me find.
I'm kind of in on the government was in on the JFK assassination.
That's a good one.
So I'm actually
I haven't looked into it. I just like, you know what? I'm down with something that dirty.
On that one, real quick, I'm in like a weird niche where I think the guy who shot Kennedy was actually aiming for the governor, but it's a whole nother thing.
Just bad aim, like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So number 10 on the top 10 conspiracy theories list is buns and hot dog / hamburger producers are in cahoots, and they have a specific agreement to the numbers of each item that could be in a bag.
It's always 8. It's always 8.
Always 6. So number 9, JFK killed by the government / mine. Number 8, who's the guy that just hung himself? Epstein. There is definitely a global childhood pedophile ring of several world leaders, but that seems like another big one.
True.
Number 8, rocks are actually soft, but they tense up when you touch them. Number 7, Finland doesn't exist. Number 6,
like that one.
Prove it. Yeah. Finland, prove yourself. I prove it to you.
Number 6, 9/11. Number 5, the Illuminati. Number 4, mattress firms are actually giant money laundering rings. That's one of my favorite ones. That one, it's completely true. I mean, if you go to McKnight Road, there's 4 mattress firms. Yeah. Like, right. What are they doing?
Yeah, laundering money.
Right. Their CEO's been caught and charged hundreds of times with money laundering. Like, it's right there in front of our face.
Jesus.
Wait, before you going any further,
sure.
Back to the Illuminati. I'll just, fuck it. I don't really know what the Illuminati is. Isn't it just like a group of famous people?
Pretty much. New World Order. So basically think of like your local leaders, your celebrities, your billionaires. They all know a bunch of stuff that the regular public doesn't, and they're preparing to basically
They say Beyonce and Jay-Z are in the Illuminati.
Right. So they're saying, like, if anything ever goes down, they're part of the New World Order, and they're going to be in charge one day. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Carry on. Just wanted to...
Basically, we're all going to be killed at one point, and then a new race will come with all of our elites.
I don't know what's taking them so long to do it already.
I do, too. I don't either.
We're on number 3 now, I believe.
Yeah, number 3, the Phantom Time Conspiracy. This one's really real. If you get super baked, go ahead and look it up. It's a lot of fun. Basically, it's that the Dark Ages didn't happen, and we made up 300 years just to like fill in a gap that China had accounted for. We didn't. So that one's a fun one. Number 2 is...
I love that one.
That one's really good.
Phantom Dark Age?
It's the Phantom Time Conspiracy.
I'm looking that up right now.
It's fun.
Right, carry on.
Okay,
up tonight.
Number 2 is smartphones / iHomes or whatever. They're just making a giant database with devices.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just a fact.
No, but I just think it's so funny. Like, have you purchased like a larger electronic item in the past 10 years?
Like what? Like a TV?
Like a 50-inch TV. Have you gotten one of those?
Sure.
Did they pass off like a free Google Nest, a free Amazon Home, Apple, whatever? I swear, I have like 6 of these things just unplugged, hidden in my basement, just from everything that I've bought.
That's such a good point. They're giving them away.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And then number 1, I don't think this one's possible. I think it's dumb. I don't believe it. But the fact that I'm saying all these things and it's still around just goes to show why it's the greatest conspiracy theory ever. The Earth is flat. I still can't believe we have believers.
Come on, Kyle. You had me, dude. You had me up until that bullshit.
Well, yeah, Kyle, you were doing so good. Oh, Kyrie.
I was giving real ones. I gave you some to like go home and look up after this too.
So you want to know the latest conspiracy theory I'm on right now that I'm a big believer in?
You're the lone believer.
Birds aren't real.
I love this one.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah. Car, this started on Twitter like a year and a half ago.
Since 1970, 1/3 of the bird population has disappeared, gone, dead.
Yep.
They're not, carcasses aren't washing up on shores. They're just gone. And then you got these pesky little pigeons running around listening to all your conversations, charging on power lines, just collecting data and listening to everybody. They're government drones. They're back. How are they back? How overnight they came back?
I completely agree with this theory. If you've never heard of this theory before, your head's under a rock. Go to the @BirdsAren'tReal Twitter account. You can just find all of the answers and interviews that the government's tried to quash over the years. They're all on that Twitter account, so go ahead and tune into that. But
I have 3 Birds Aren't Real shirts.
Yes, I have one.
I have. So. The best conspiracy theory ever created.
Now, a place in our museum.
Yes, all back to the museum.
That should just have like its own, just a Birds Aren't Real exhibit. Just like that's just like separate from the conspiracy theory exhibit. Yeah. To be fair, John, when you've said birds aren't real, I just disregarded it, laughed. But all the facts you just brought up, I'm gonna need to do some research.
There you go, man. All I'm saying is look into it. I'm not gonna try to sway you one way or the other. You can
I'm swayed. Like I'm easily swayed.
Your own mind, but I'm just saying. How did 2.9 billion birds just come back out of nowhere?
Only dinosaurs left, sure they are.
Yeah.
I have 2 exhibits left. They're kind of the same. The one's my big one that I'm like that's it could be its own museum. Okay. So I'll go with the first one now. It's just a history on the Playboy Mansion, because I was like watching something the other day, and I guess apparently there may have been like back in the 70s like these secret entrances like underground where like Jack Nicholson used to go in. Like I want to know shit like that. Like
yeah.
Like where was the most fucking done? Where like how are the drugs? Like shit like that. I don't know, dude. Playboy Mansion, like yeah, it's outdated, but like I'm still intrigued by it.
Unveil the guest list.
Yes.
At what age did you think that Hef stopped sleeping with everybody and just became the figurehead?
Never.
He's dead and he's still sleeping with him.
That's how I want to remember him. It may not be the case. It might not. That's how I remember I have.
That's good.
No, he would take his 10 pills and sleep with whatever 19-year-old he had to.
That is super encouraging. Good for him.
Here's my showstopper, and people are gonna think, oh, Connor, you pervy horn dog. Like, no, this is just gonna put asses in the fucking seats. All right. The name of this exhibit is called Sex Sells, and it's a history of the pornography industry, where it'll be like a video, a little intro. You can see like how the porn started, like how it's evolved throughout the decades, pays tributes to like the great porn stars like throughout history. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that would be pretty good.
It would. Now, Boogie Nights one, great movie that goes well into detail about it. But, so shout out, you got to talk about in this timeline the evolution of the bush and how it's come and gone throughout the years of pornography, things like that. Why in the 80s do they zoom in on the guy's face as he's nutting and then cut back and then zoom back up? It's the fucking worst. And
like, why are male porn penises so enormous? Like, why? Why? Those shouldn't be real. Like, they're absurd.
That ginger guy, name's Holmes or whatever, and he had AIDS. Nice little section on him.
So, wait, before we get too far.
What now?
Before we get too far, what's your stance on Bush?
As a wee lad, I was pretty against it, but in my latter years, my standards have laxed, and it's a free for all.
It is what it is.
I'll admit I'm a prude. I'd like for you to keep it clean down there. I'll do the same.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Anyway, side topic. Anyway, back to
but
it.
Then like back to it. Like who came up with the bondage idea? Like he's like, you know what? Let's tie up this person and fuck their living brains out.
Right. Who did?
Good question. Like And let's put it on camera. Like, who came up with the idea to have sex and put it on camera and get paid for it? That's a great fucking question.
One caveat, though, is we got to cut it off at 2015 and pretend there's no history after that because shit's gotten super weird in the past, like, 4 or 5 years.
Unbelievable. It is what is out there these days is like mind blowing. You think you thought you knew everything at like 18 to 20, and then like there every day it's just something new. I'm like, God damn.
It is. No, I mean I don't know who's into it, but just like the fact that like gaping is a category, it bothers me to my core.
Or like. And again, this is like the conspiracy theory thing. Like, it could be like broken up into like different segments. There could be like our foot fetish people, and then like people who like golden showers and to be spit on, like just shit like that.
So I think this is one of the most fucked up things that we've done is like foot fetish has become completely normal.
Yeah, it is. It's like a normal thing now.
Rex Ryan for years.
It's like, oh yeah, he's got a foot fetish. Let him go. He's fine.
He's leaned in.
Got a foot fetish.
I bet it's like way more like serious than he's leaning on. Like, I bet his wife like jerks him off with her feet like at least once a month.
Ooh.
What? How do you think he gets off? That's all she does.
I was just being generous. I wanted to give Rex some respect. In case you ever
monkey that one. All right.
But like when he put that picture of his wife's feet up on his desk and like made sure everyone's, that's just leaning into it. Like, that picture was never fucking there. And guess what? Conspiracy theory, little callback. Those probably weren't even his wife's feet. Just Googled it all. Just Googled feet, printed it out, put it in the picture frame. Boom, there. That's next level thinking.
John, do you have one more big one?
I'm out of my big ones.
All right, I have one more. So everybody always does World War I, World War II, Vietnam, all the big ones.
Kyle's anti-Vietnam.
This one goes.
Vietnam.
Scary times. You might take this over Vietnam, but this war is probably the best war that ever happened. Lots of good fun, and nothing.
Iraqi War.
No, it is the Great Emu War of Australia.
Let's hear it.
The Emu War.
Yeah, so during the Great Depression, veterans from World War I were given a whole bunch of farmland and came back to Australia, set up their farms, and then all the emus came in from the coast and was like, holy shit, there's a whole bunch of food here. So, like, they got 50,000 emus coming from the coast, attacking all their farms and shit. So Australia sent out their army to go deal with it with machine guns. So,
fuck yeah.
So the army was just like super cocky, and they're just like, all right, press, you guys are coming along, taking videos, pictures, all this shit. So like they have all of these like footage, all these pictures.
Oh god.
Shit. Completely build an exhibit just from that alone. There's a whole bunch of like history.
Massacred a population of emus.
So hang on, John. I'm getting to the end.
Hang on.
So the Battle of Campion, they run into a group of 50. This is their first encounter with the emu columns, whatever.
Or?
Yeah. So they go in a group of 50. They set up their machine guns, shot off a whole bunch of rounds. Turns out emus run at like 60 miles an hour. They killed 2. They all got away.
No.
So they found a flock of like 1,000 like massing in the distance. So the emus like are assembling an army. So like they're going down the riverbed and they set up an ambush for like these 1,000 emus. They go into like kill them. All their guns jam. Like all of them. None of them get off. They killed 12 out of the 1,000. So in the first.
Isn't that hard to kill these things?
Oh, they're just fucking
birds, but at the same time, like, you have machine guns and soldiers.
Yeah.
Like, so the press, like, gets all this shit, and they're just like, hey, we've been filming this whole time. Like,
losers, idiots.
They step back to the news, and, like, everybody just starts making fun of them.
Of course.
They killed 20 emus and shot 10,000 bullets. So, math, it's about 1 emu every 500 bullets. Terrible accuracy.
Oh, no.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
What?
Maybe they were missing the emus because they didn't exist because they're birds.
It all comes full circle.
What?
There it
Yeah.
is.
Wow.
Yeah.
There
They
it
were
is.
missing on purpose. They were missing on
Mindless
purpose.
bird. Nothing gets past you, Connor.
Oh, that felt really
Well,
good.
yeah, the end of the war basically concluded because everybody made fun of them so much that they pulled out. No more emus were killed. Tactical victory for the emus.
The emus beat the Australian army.
Yep. So I would like an exhibit on that.
Oh, 100%. That is fantastic. That's another thing.
That's a really good Wikipedia page read whenever you're bored.
Yeah.
Wait, here's a. Sorry, just thinking of this now because conspiracy theories. Where do we? Because this is clearly a part of the conspiracy theory exhibit. Where do we stand on us landing on the moon?
Don't even get. I'll hang up right now.
I don't know. Like, I don't know where you stand. I don't.
That was actually one of my minor ones. So I mean, moon theory, whatever, you guys can argue that. But what you cannot argue is they did accidentally tape over the original moon landing, and they had to like save it from the archive. So like they had like it on the old cassette tapes, and somebody just popped in and recorded something else over it the one day.
So do you think we landed on the moon, John?
100% landed on the moon.
Okay, thank you.
Look, I'm not saying we weren't or anything. Like, I know that's a conspiracy theory. I like to bust my dad's balls. Like, we didn't land on the moon, and it like upsets him because the baby boomers like
That's beat the Russians. That and hockey.
Yeah, I get upset at people when they say it didn't happen. It's just.
I think it happened.
It's one that really irks me.
John, I was really worried you were the other way, so I'm relieved.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
So that's why I was like holding back a little.
No. I am die hard. We landed on the moon.
Okay. Are you as die hard 9/11 happened? Or
9/11 happened.
9/11 was a tragedy.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Those are the two correct takes of the two biggest conspiracy theories out there. Everyone else.
Denver Airport conspiracy theory.
What's that?
There's something with the Denver Airport.
The Denver one, it's yeah.
That one's fun.
That it's like built on top of something.
It's like a secret base for the Illuminati.
The Nazis.
I've been to the Denver Airport several times. It's a lovely airport.
There's a big Nazi conspiracy about it too. I'm just not exactly sure the whole backing of it.
So is bird your biggest conspiracy theory, John?
It's just my current favorite. I mean, I'm a firm believer that Bigfoot's out there. You can't tell me otherwise.
I'm not even like a huge Bigfoot guy, but he's out there.
Yeah,
aliens are real.
You can't. There's parts of the woods.
The aliens are 1,000% real. That's not even conspiracy theory. That's just like a cold hard fact.
Yeah,
right.
Aliens exist. They have visited Earth, no doubt. Loch Ness, I think, is bullshit.
Ooh, so speaking of Loch Ness, my mom and I have talked about this because when she went to, is it Ireland or Scotland?
Scotland.
She went there to like wherever he was supposed to be, and she didn't see him, and she was like pretty upset.
Yeah, dude. It's a joke. It's not real. Maybe at one point it was real.
I'll tell you actually my biggest conspiracy theory. I don't think dinosaurs existed. I'm like fairly certain they weren't real.
That's also
I've heard that from a lot of Southern people. Bible thumpers, would you say? Discredit evolution and kind of prove that Jesus exists. So they all say that dinosaurs exist.
So you learned that in South Carolina for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like to say it, I don't actually believe it. I just pulled up these. This is from Time Magazine. So the JFK assassination, we covered that. The 9/11 covered up. We addressed 9/11. We're not going any further into it. Area 51 of the aliens, not a conspiracy theory. Aliens are real.
Right.
Paul is dead. Do we know what that is?
What is it?
Paul McCartney. There's this conspiracy theory about that. It's long. I'm not going to get into it. It's not very long.
He's dead inside. That's what counts.
Secrets inside. He's controlled the world. That's just the Illuminati, right?
Yes.
Moon landings were fake. Here's one to rile up the masses. Jesus and Mary. I'm just not going to get into it.
I didn't want to cross that bridge either, but that was in my fuck ups exhibit. I had that whole Adam and Eve bullshit written down.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah, they did.
Oh boy, here is a spicy one. Holocaust.
Yeah.
There's people who deny that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Not,
you're saying
not the Holocaust being funny, but the people who deny it.
Yeah, people definitely do deny it ever happened.
As to the reptilian elite, the picture they have, this just looks like a bad guy in like Batman or something.
It sounds better on paper till you start getting pictures involved, then it kind of goes off the rails.
Now here's one, just the headline alone, like I'm sucked in. The CIA and AIDS.
Oh, I love that. CIA and crack too. It's a good one.
Yeah, well, they created it and administered it to its people.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
I get it.
You guys are conspiracy theory guys. I've never really dove in, but you guys,
John, I didn't know you were a conspiracy theory guy. So
conspiracy theory guy.
My all-time favorite one. I won't explain it just because like you have to like go through and do it. Like when you're in conspiracy theory mood, go on one of your dives.
Okay.
It's called the Franklin cover-up. It's like about
Franklin.
It's about like a couple local politicians like actually feeding into like the world child pedophile ring. Like it's actually crazy. They actually did it. You'll be like reading stuff on it, and you'll just be like, I literally just found every answer to like everything that's ever happened. They're searching my computer tomorrow. I thought I was in trouble for like 3 days, forgot about it for 2 years, and now
they're talking about it again today.
They're gonna be.
They know. They're watching. They're fans of the program.
They got you.
They know.
Yeah, there's like they had like a whole PBS documentary on it, and the last minute, like everybody like swooped in, stole it away from them, told them not to air it. If they did, they'd get like killed. All this shit. So it's a lot of fun. Next time you're bored.
Oh, there's. I'll have to think. I forget what it is. There's one on Netflix. I'll have to tell you guys about. It's like I don't have the specifics on my mind right now, but if I think about it, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I love conspiracy theories.
There's a good alien one. It's about like an element that doesn't exist on planet Earth, but somebody found it and like was holding it for himself. Area 51. It was wild.
Love anything Tesla too. That dude's fucking dope. But yeah,
isn't Area 51 just where like aliens are, like aliens they claim they are? Which by the like I don't kind of get Area 51. Like I know of it.
Basically, it's like a secret base in Nevada where they conduct like weapons experiments and all this other classified stuff. So they throw the aliens in there too.
That's what the aliens want you to think. Like the aliens aren't that dumb.
No, that's what the government wants you to think. They wouldn't let you know the name of their base. It's definitely like Area 58. It's the one you got to worry about, not Area 51.
I'd like to know some like government stuff. Like I'd like to know their like, hey, give us some facts on aliens. Or my big thing with the White House is like, what are all the secret getaways for the president whenever there's like an attack or something? Like that's really my main thing on the White House.
That's a really good one.
I don't think it's conspiracy theories or anything, but like, what button does he press that like shoots him 1,000 miles underground?
So one of the funniest things that I've seen, and probably I could think of maybe like 10 instances where it's happened. Like the world's been brought to the brink of destruction. Somebody came and saved it, and the president of the United States is like, "All right, I guess we got to debrief the country about aliens now." And then they like drop all their files and everything that they had. I just want that to happen in real life one time. Just be like, we've known aliens for 30 years. We're fucking sorry.
we have contingencies in play. Like we're ready to go. Yep. Like They know, obviously.
They know, and I just want them to share. Like,
I just want them to know that I know. It's fine. We'll just talk about it.
know.
Could you imagine if they told people aliens existed, like how freaked out everyone would actually be?
Right.
All the Bible thumpers would go absolutely insane. It would be.
That's protecting a lot of the time.
Dude, people's lives would be turned upside down. Like people would be freaking out. The world would end if we knew aliens existed.
But like they do. Like that's why.
But
if you don't think aliens exist, you should give back every like diploma, degree, anything you've ever earned that's taken away from you. Like,
well, I don't know if they exist, but just statistically, it's 99.9% that they do.
Come on, Kyle.
So.
Kyle, like even that's like low. It's a proven percent that exists. And I'm not like a huge alien guy. I don't like aliens, but they're fucking real.
Aliens.
Like I'm not gonna fuck with aliens. Like, look, if aliens come, it's like, look, we had a good run, guys, but like they won. Like it's over.
See, the only thing that I don't appreciate about like our government is the fact that they're like shooting signals off into space at all times just in case there's aliens out there. Great to make contact with them.
Let them be.
Let them come to us, dude. Like you don't want to wake a stirring giant that's just like, oh, we're wiping out all these worlds. Here's this world that's like been reaching out for a little bit. Let's go pay him a visit.
No thanks.
Now wait. Here's a quick question before we go, because we'll wrap this up soon. Do you want to be alive when aliens come to Earth, or do you want to be long gone?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know, because if they come, like they're going to recap.
Rubbing on my friends' faces, just being able to like even knowing that like the world might end today, me being able to like text my friends and be like, I fucking told you. Like, that's all I'm waiting for. I can die that day and be a happy man if I can text all you guys and just be like, hey, remember when I told you? Remember when I told you?
An alien believer.
Guy.
So I definitely want to be alive when the aliens come and fuck our days up, just because it's my life philosophy, how we've all evolved from kid to who we are now. Back in the day, it was like, oh man, I hope something good happens. Today, it's I hope whatever bad thing happens is at least funny. And the aliens would be fucking.
I hope it's at least funny.
Right.
To close out the program.
Oh, I got a recommendation, by the way.
Your recommendation.
It's conspiracy theory related, but I watched that Waco series Netflix has been talking about with Taylor Kitsch. Fucking awesome. Feel so bad for David Koresh. I'm on his side. Like he did nothing wrong. Yeah, it swung me. It's really pro like cult leader.
Wow, pro cult.
That's like a good cult. I love a good cult.
It's really easy to get behind a good cult. Okay. If a cultist like was on the street like preaching something good, like there's a 50% chance like I might be all in.
I'm easily swayed. Anyways, John, your first appearance. You had the take of all takes. Sucks. It's still causing shockwave.
It's still the number one take I've ever heard.
I can't tell you how many people I've told that, and they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like they're just offended.
I get it all the time. I know.
And here's the thing: it's a genuine take. Like
it is for sure.
Yep.
Do you have any other take? Because we're waiting for a take of that magnitude, and like we're just searching, but we haven't found it. Like because that's never going to be topped, but we haven't come.
I don't want to be known. I want to be known for one good take. I don't need to be known for like a bunch of shitty.
One good like that you're selling yourself short. That's an all-time take. That is in the pantheon of takes. That take alone puts you in the take Hall of Fame.
Then I don't want to like diminish it with a bunch of other little shitty ones that aren't as good. So that's where I'm gonna hang my hat.
But like you still need to have takes. Like you can't just let that be like that's on take. Like takes on nothing. Like not like Michael Jordan was overrated.
Yeah.
Hey, like, bro, and look, I know when a take of yours is genuine, and the ice cream one was very genuine, and it's still like shivers down.
I truly believe that you could still get the same amount of work done in 4 days and have a 3-day weekend. Like, I think if you did that overnight and implemented it, boom, this is how the world works now, the world would not skip a beat. I like really believe that you could have a 4-day work week and a 3-day weekend overnight, and like people will still get their shit done. Like, think about, like, you like BS a lot at work.
Yeah.
Statistically, the optimal work week as of 2 years ago, whenever I was last in school, was 36 hours, actually. So it's less than what we're doing now. That is, like, for people to be the most efficient at all times.
And like people, like, morale of the world would just be like so much better. People would be amped.
Yep. And then, except for like the Fortune 500 CFOs too, like, that's it. Those are the only people that this doesn't apply to. But if you work more than 50 hours a week, you're fucking useless any hours over 50. Like, your brain doesn't work. You're an idiot. You're just loafing around.
You've done studies,
they work
obviously.
50 hours suck.
I'm a genius.
Now, here's a question. Which day would you take off? Would you take off Friday or Monday?
Friday.
Ooh, I think I'd take Monday off.
I think I'd take Monday.
Monday builds a lot of character.
You're right. But I think
having Friday off is so special too.
Yeah. It's so basically it's either.
No, I'm sticking with Monday.
No, hear me out. So Monday is recovering from the weekend. That's what you'd want Monday for, is to have that extra day. You can go all out Sunday and do whatever. I know
where you're going, and I agree.
You recover on company's time, not your own.
Yeah, no, I like Friday too. I think, like, Friday's got a more aggressive idea of it. Like, you get Friday off, dude, you're going out Thursday. You're drinking all day Friday, all day Saturday, and maybe still Sunday. Still maybe Sunday.
Yep.
But if you do Sunday, like, you're pumping the brakes Sunday night because you're like, okay, it's Sunday night, Monday, I'm going to, like, just kind of recover Monday. Like, if you put it on the front end, it's a much more aggressive weekend.
Like, the minute you get out of work, you come out of your blackout Monday in the office. Thursday, you come out of blackout Monday in the office.
That's all. So that leads to two of my favorite drinking events. One is the calling off work Friday to go golf. Love that. Better than going golf at any other time. Nobody's out there. You can shotgun a beer on every hole. Nobody will say shit to you.
Masturbate too.
Absolutely. And two is the Thursday going out after. So you get, like, the 25 to, like, 29-year-olds that, like, still kind of got it going on and can still drink. And then you're at the bar blacking out in front of them when they have work to go tomorrow. So, like,
nerds. Nerds.
Fucking sick.
I love it. Yeah, I think Friday would be more fun. I like it.
Well, folks, I think that's a good note to end the pod. Kyle, I think we're doing tomorrow. We'll figure that out. John,
whenever.
We'll maybe see you later this week on Saturday. Eyeball emoji. And yeah, that's it. Later, boys. It was a good episode. We just built a great museum.
Yep, absolutely.
Bye.